It's 2025, and I finally played Crysis. Crysis, to me, is a game that looks like it was made in 2025, but it feels like it was made in 1995. Crysis is created by Crytek and published by EA in 2007. So my only experience with Crysis, all I know about it is just that back in the day, it was like the standard for powerful PCs. Everyone's like, well, can your computer run Crysis? Can your machine run Crysis? But can it run Crysis? Yes, it can run Crysis. So that's pretty much all I know about the Crysis, at least the first game anyway. I don't know anything else about this game, the series. Prior to me playing, knew nothing about it other than that. Just, can it run Crysis? And honestly, after playing the game, I mean, as soon as you jump in and you start looking at the cutscenes and the environments, you're like, wow, this game literally looks like it was made in 2020, 25, so like brand new, you know what I mean? New game. Start to look at the facial features a little closer, and you're like, oh, I can see a little bit of aging on that. But regardless, comparing Crysis to things that came out in the same year, like Halo 3 came out in, I believe it was 2007. I mean, Crysis looks way better than Halo 3. I think Halo 3 still looks great. It's got an interesting art style that kind of sets it apart. Crysis, however, is just a step, leagues above games that came out around then. So yeah, it's the game looks incredible. I don't like this game. I think that the graphics have aged like a fine wine, but the gameplay has aged like a fine milk. And honestly, it's not even that bad. I'll just get into it. Things that I liked about Crysis. Well, you have the nano-suit abilities. I think those are really fun. You can run quickly. You can cloak. You can put on a shield. You can jump pretty high. So there was lots of different abilities that you could use while you were in combat, and it really made it fun. Like, you could sprint to get away, or you could go stealth and cloak and try to stealthily take out people. You can add attachments to your gun on the fly, which is really fun. As you start picking up different, like, I mean, a lot of the weapons that are on the ground are mostly for ammo, but you might pick up the same AK that you're using, but it has a sight, and now you have a sight, or you have a silencer, and you're able to change your gun's attachments on the fly while you're moving or in the middle of combat. You can put on a silencer, or you can change the scope. Lots of different things like that. You can turn the flashlight on and off. So that was really fun. I don't know if games have really done anything like that, aside from like battle royales nowadays, where you can modify your weapons while you're on the fly and whatnot, especially like Apex. Yeah, it's got that. One of my favorite parts that I noticed right off the bat was all of the interactable environments. Like, the environment is destructible. You could literally pick up almost anything and throw it at enemies, which one of the boss fights I did, that's how I killed him, is I would pick up something, throw it at this guy, and he would fall over, and then I'd start shooting him. So that was pretty fun. One of the first complaints I had right off the bat is the weapons. You have an AK, you have what to me appears to be like a G36, but I think it's called a SCAR in the game. You got a shotgun, you've got pistols, a pistol, you've got a sniper, and then you've got a rocket launcher, and maybe there's a few others I'm missing, but then you have like alien tech too. So, and here's my problem, is the variety's nice, but what ends up happening is you just end up using whatever weapon all the enemies are using, because you run out of ammo so fast. All of the enemies usually use like an AK or a shotgun. So the SCAR that you get at the beginning of the game, you very rarely use. I very rarely use that gun. And so it's not the lack of variety, it's the lack of ammo drops. Like, I mean, think about something like Halo 1, for example. Well, we could even go Halo 3. Let's go Halo 3. You're not just stuck using the same weapons all the time. Like, you go from using alien weapons to you can swap weapons with your soldiers that you find, that if you want to keep using battle rifles or assault rifles, and there's always drops riddled throughout levels, so you don't feel like you're just stuck using the same weapons over and over again. Honestly, sometimes it's very level specific in those types of games. Like, if you're in like an alien level, yeah, you're gonna get mostly alien weapons. So going back to Crysis, that was just kind of one of my big complaints, is you just end up using an AK-47 because every enemy that you kill uses an AK-47, so you never really run out of ammo when using it. And it's not like the AK-47 was bad, but I just want to use different guns when it comes to games that have a little bit of a sandbox like this. I don't want to get stuck using the same weapons over and over again, and that's what happened with this one. Throwing grenades in these older games, for some reason, just doesn't feel good. They nailed it with Halo and Call of Duty in this era of gaming, especially with military shooters. But a lot of these games, older games like this, throwing grenades just feels so floaty and not great. The level design gets very monotonous. Like, you are in a jungle for a big chunk of this game, and then you finally get to go to like an alien spaceship, which is cool, but like, I don't know, the level design just didn't stick out to me. It looked incredible, don't get me wrong, it looks great, but when you're spending 3 or 4 hours in the same jungle just going back and forth, you're like, man, I'm getting burnt out of the jungle. And then you finally get to the alien spaceship, you're like, okay, yeah, this looks cool. Yeah, I mean, comparing it to other games like Halo 3, we'll go back to Halo 3 because they came out around the same time. There's so many levels that stick out in Halo 3, and it was fun. Like, everything you're doing in Halo 3 feels good. It is fun. The sandbox, the gunplay, the level design. You get vehicles. I mean, you get vehicles in Crysis too, but they are not fun to drive. That just feels not great at all. And driving in this game, you pretty much can only drive on the road because you are in a jungle and trees. So it makes sense. But from a gameplay perspective and a fun perspective, it isn't fun. Like in Halo, you can get in a Warthog or a Mongoose and you can drive almost wherever the freak you want, and you're not taking the same paths. In Crysis, you've got like a typical Jeep, you can drive a tank at one point, you can get in boats, but it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel like, for one, it doesn't control great, and maybe that's because I'm playing on mouse and keyboard. But I always felt like there was stuff in the way. There was barriers, there was other vehicles, there was trees. And maybe I'm just bad at driving. But yeah, so I mean, that's kind of what we got so far. The level design, the level design just gets monotonous. The guns, you end up just using the same gun over and over again. And then the other part that I just disliked is like shooting in general. It was fine, but it just didn't feel great. Like, Call of Duty feels great when you're shooting enemies. Halo feels great when you're shooting enemies. Battlefield feels great when you're shooting enemies. But Crysis just didn't feel good. Like, it just feels old. And that's like the best way for me to explain this game, is going from playing Halo 3 to Crysis. It feels like the gameplay is night and day. Like, it just feels better to play Halo than it does to feel Crysis. And there was a part in the jungle where I got stuck for probably 40 minutes, because there was these super soldiers that also had nanosuits that I could not kill. They would kill me in seconds. Literally, as soon as they see me, I'm dead. And it took me forever to kill them because they were bullet sponges. And the dumb thing was, I was playing on an easier difficulty. I was not playing on hard. I don't even know if I was playing on normal, but I was just getting clapped. And that's not fun. Bullet sponge enemies don't equate to like hard. Like, it shouldn't be difficult anyway. So I don't know. Like, the story was too as well. Like, at the very beginning, it kind of catches your attention with this mysterious monster thing that is killing people, literally disemboweling them and destroying them. Beyond that, once you see the alien, like, you just don't really care anymore. And like I said, there's some really cool set pieces. Like, you go inside the giant alien spaceship, you see a lot of different aliens. There's a lot of different and interesting architecture at points. Like, one level has you escaping from a mountain that is literally crumbling to bits. So I don't know, like, I know a lot of people really, really like Crysis. And maybe I would be one of those people too if I played it back in 2007. If I played it, almost 2 decades ago. But I didn't. I played it now. And I even played the remaster, which I think they've added some things like for quality of life. Because I played the first mission of the original Crysis, and then I played the remaster. And I definitely preferred the remaster. Like, a lot of the suit abilities were more streamlined and just kind of, they were mapped to a button instead of having to cycle through them, which was really nice. So when you sprint, you end up just using your energy to sprint really fast. You can cloak with a click of a button. Like, you don't have to weapon wheel all this stuff, which made it a little nicer. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's the best way for me to describe Crysis, is this game looks incredible. It has a lot of things in it that are way ahead of the time. of 2007. Like I said, the destructible and interactable environment was super fun for me. It was really goofy. I liked that. They had a lot of really cool guns. The graphics are incredible. They still hold up today. Like, what you are seeing on screen is Crysis. And I don't know how much they've changed from the original to the remaster, because the original still looks incredible today too. But the gameplay itself just feels old. It feels like an old 90s PC game. There's a time and a place for that, and I like old games, don't get me wrong. But I don't know, I think in my head I just had Crysis built up to be like this perfect 10 out of 10 that has just aged perfectly, and it hasn't. It looks great, but the substance there just feels old. So I don't know, that's kind of my thoughts on Crysis, the remastered anyway, specifically. I am going to eventually play Crysis 2 and Crysis 3 just to see if they get better, because from what I've heard, they have. So yeah, I don't know, Crysis looks great. It looks like a game from 2025, but it feels like a game from 1995. And those are my thoughts. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Crysis down below. Let me know if I'm just batshit insane for having this take, or maybe I'm not the only one. Maybe other people are frustrated with this game too. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep it rad.